Yeah, my boys.
They are the sons of the angel.
Yeah.
The blooded host, the defenders of humanity. They are strength, they are nobility. They are the blood angels. And I say to you, there are no more loyal or determined servants of the Emperor alive today.
Based. But I won't lie, when he was going through...
They are strength, they are nobility.
When he was saying that, I was thinking of... She is beauty, she is grace, she is Miss United States. I was thinking about a dang pageant.
They are the blood angels. And I say to you, there are no more loyal or determined servants of the Emperor alive today. The legions of the Adeptus Astartes founding chapters are the most renowned and storied within the Imperium. Tales of valor, betrayal, defiance, hubris, and unyielding duty define the foundations for both the Loyalist and Traitor legions and their successor chapters whom followed in their wake. Though each of the 9 Loyalist founding legions bear a burden, some of secrecy, some of protection, some of shame. Yet one chapter amongst them bears a burden which could more accurately be described as a curse. The 9th Legion of the Adeptus Astartes, the Blood Angels. Founded during the Unification Wars to unify Holy Terror, the Blood Angels would be crafted from the genetic materials left in the wake of the scattering of their Primarch, Sanguinius.
Based boy.
Inheriting many of their Gene Father's traits, the Terran-born Astartes would serve the Emperor in only a handful of conquests, ravaging his enemies during audacious raids, with their strategies focused on close-range combat. The small in number 9th Legion would be deployed in some of the most dangerous war zones of the Unification Wars. Recruiting their numbers from the dispossessed souls of Terra, their stature would be remarkably elegant, tall, and fair. Despite their legion often bearing marks of mutation born from their gene seed implantations, yet rumors would abound of the 9th Legion within the Imperium. Rumored to consume the corpses of their enemies in battle, they would earn the moniker of the Eaters of the Dead. Their mythic reputation bolstered by evidence of their genetically gifted retractable, so-called Angel's Teeth. The 9th Legion's misfortune would only increase with their deployment to backwater planets such as Neptune and its moons. Losing 12,000 warriors during their conquest of the world, the 9th Legion would nonetheless survive their mission and replenish their number with the barest of human dregs within Neptune's tunnel systems. Enduring beyond excruciating losses and circumstance, the 9th Legion would define its early service as a legion capable of being renewed with each catastrophic loss, only to grow stronger. With even Malcador the Sigillite dubbing the 9th Legion as the Revenant Legion. Fighting alongside similarly denigrated legions such as the 12th Legion, the Warhounds, the 9th Legion would go on to fight during the Great Crusade as a brooding, methodical, and bloodthirsty symbol of humanity's indomitable will. A task they would relish with grim pride. The wider Imperium would shun the 9th Legion, as its campaigns throughout the stars would divide and distance the Legion's might. Many red cults would form from the fractured Legion, conducting bloody pagan rituals that would invite censure by the Imperium on several occasions. The administratums of the Imperium resolving to supply the barbarous 9th Legion with little advanced weaponry to attempt to rein in their bloodlust. Yet an event would turn
they were pretty brutal. Pretty brutal and pretty bad.
The 9th Legion from their heretical ways. The discovery of a young child of the planet of Baal, the long-lost son of the Emperor of mankind, Sanguinius.
Yeah!
With the rediscovery of the Primarch of the 9th Legion, Sanguinius would rename his gene sons to be known as the Blood Angels, merging the Terran-born Astartes of the Unification Wars with the sons of Baal. Their Primarch, the Great Angel, would bow before his sons, offering them loyalty and service without reservation.
I don't remember which video I watched, but I listened to a dramatic voice acting, like someone who voice acted Sanguinius' speech to his sons. Oh, it was so good. So good. Highly recommend. Very touching.
A welcome gesture to the routinely shunned and isolated Ninth Legion, the Blood Angels would grow to adore their Gene Father.
Of
His
course.
shedding of blood alongside them in battle and endeavors to cure the Legion of their bloodlust, further bolstering their love for their Primarch.
Yeah.
Serving
shape
alongside
up.
the Lunar Wolves Legion, commanded by Horus Lupercal, the 9th Legion would learn from the 16th Legion's martial prowess and dignity for over a decade, transforming the Blood Angels from barbaric butchers to noble warriors. With Primarch Horus Lupercal instilling values within the Blood Angels, such as pride, to replace their desire for blood and carnage. Sanguinius would instruct his legion to bring planets under compliance with peaceful means, pacifying its peoples without the need to shed a single drop of blood. Sanguinius would also teach his sons the cultural hobbies he had adored on his homeworld of Baal. Poetry and art would be instilled within the Legion as hobbies to adopt, leading to the Legion to go to extreme lengths to
It soothes the soul.
procure materials for their art projects, fighting hideous beasts that guarded their precious bloodstones, fauna, and pigments necessary to create their paintings. No longer were the
Pretty
Blood
cool.
Angels monsters spoken of to instill fear into the hearts of men. Now they were icons of the Imperium's nobility, courage, and glory. Yet even with such accolades and reinventions of the Legion's character, its sons would continue to suffer greatly from their curse, a curse which their Gene Father would attempt to keep secret, and one day, cure. The bond between Horus Lupercal and Sanguinius had grown immensely, as the two saw each other as the closest of their brothers.
Absolutely.
Likewise, their
So
legions would
based.
share a similar kinship. In an attempt to mitigate the chances of facing
Yeah, they fought on Murder together. That terrible, terrible planet. You're gonna bond over the horrors of that planet.
his beloved brother and his legion in battle, Horus Lupercal would dispatch the Blood Angels to the Cygnus cluster at the opening stages of his treacherous rebellion against the Imperium. Snared by traps of the devising of the War Master and his foul benefactors of chaos, the Blood Angels and their Primarch would be beset by armies of demons. With most of the Legion's fleet crew unaware of the forces of chaos,
Big
the demons
sad.
would wreak havoc amongst their number. Rallying his senior officers, Sanguinius would command his legion to combat this unknown threat to the Imperium. Facing the bloodthirster of Khorne, Kabanda, Sanguinius would deny the demon its victory, yet be told by the foul being of Horus Lupercal's betrayal. Rejecting the demon's words, Sanguinius and Kabanda would duel, landing a deadly blow to the demon's chest with his sword. The Primarch's legs would be broken in retaliation.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Retreating from the battle, Kabanda would decimate 500 Astartes within his wake, their deaths creating a psychic backlash that would rend Sanguinius unconscious.
Yep.
The Blood Angels
And the librarians had to sacrifice pretty much all of them to get him awake again.
would become enraged with a berserker fury, fueled by their dark curse. As battle waged on, victory would be achieved, their rage would subside, and in time, their Primarch would awaken. His wounds already healing, Sanguinius would nonetheless bear a heavy heart for the thousands of his loyal sons whom now lay dead on the surface of Cygnus
Yeah.
Prime.
Horus's
Besieged
fault.
by the Primarch of the Imperial Fists, Rogel Dawn, the Blood Angels would be recalled to defend Holy Terror. Unaware that the Legion's homeworld of Baal had been ravaged by the traitor forces, the Blood Angels would travel to the Ultramar system with the birth of the Ruinstorm and the splitting of the galaxy in two. With the aid of Primarchs Rabute Gilliman of the
Hey, I'm reading this book right now. I'm reading Ruinstorm. This is the cover for that book.
Ultramarines Legion and Lionel Johnson of the Dark Angels, the Blood Angels would traverse through the Ruinstorm and return to Holy Terror. Combining the strength of the Adeptus Custodes, Astra Militarum, Imperial Fists, White Scars, and their Primarchs Rogel Dawn and Jagatai Khan, the Blood Angels would aid in the defense of the Imperial Palace of Holy Terror from the onslaught of traitor forces.
Okay, I've been asked an important question. Professor Keen, thank you for the super chat. Just imagine you, Aurelia, enter the Thunderdome to fight tens, if not hundreds, of other fangirls to be the only bride of Sanguinius, only melee weapons in the dome. Which one would you choose? I only get one. Do I have to fight to the death? I'd prefer not to kill anyone. You think only girls are lining up in there? He said fangirls. It's only girls. If there's any dude in there, I'm toast. I'm toast. A man, unless I team up with the other girls to take down one man, I'm not beating a man. It's just not physically, I can't do it unless I'm really skilled, in which I'm not. It'd probably be a short sword, because there's no way I could do a two-handed one. I'm not strong enough to one hand. I said brides, not dudes. Okay, cool. Then I'm not as worried. If I had to go in, no additional training, I'd probably pick a short sword.
Their Primarch, Sanguinius, would confront War Master Horus Lupercal aboard his flagship vessel, the Vengeful Spirit, dueling him in single combat. The War Master would slay the Great Angel,
Rip.
his death unleashing a psychic imprint amongst the Blood Angels that would haunt them for eternity. With the death of the War Master by the hands of the Emperor and the traitors repelled from Holy Terror, the Blood Angels would demand retribution for their father's death. With many of the Ninth Legion succumbing to their genetic flaw, they would envision the dying moments of their Primarch and be driven into a psychotic rage. Forever known thereafter as the Black Rage, a curse which would only grow in the years following the end of the Horus Heresy. The flaw, as it would come to be known, would linger within the Ninth Legion and its many Codex Astartes compliant successor chapters. Developing a psychological hunger to drink blood, the Blood Angels regularly drink the donated blood of their serfs to quench their so-called red thirst. Despite the blood bearing no nutritional value to the Sons of Baal, without regular consumption, the Sons of Sanguinius begin to show signs of aging.
Which is why Dante looks so old, by the way. Dante did not drink blood for a long time. He was ashamed of doing so because he had a huge moment of weakness and he barely remembered what happened. And he was so ashamed. He was like, I'm not going to drink any more blood. And he only did because his homie, his servant, who was like super old, he isekai'd himself in a way where he could still talk to Dante in his last moments. And Dante's like, we'll call a medic. And he's like, brother, I'm old. Drink my blood, please. And Dante's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, please, if you care about me, drink my blood. Drink me dry, brother. And then he did. And he, funny enough, the guy was really happy that he did that. Like, he died with a smile on his face. It was really sad. Even with blood, he looks old because he is old. No, yes, he is old, but the reason why he is aged so crazily is because he didn't drink blood for a long time. Like, he would not. Well, let's put it this way. Drink blood from, like, a person. He might have had, like, a little bit mixed in his wine and stuff, but it's not the same.
Such as white hair and wrinkled skin. Draining their mental stability, it is a necessary evil which the Blood Angels and their successors must partake to keep their chapter in fighting condition. Though should a Blood Angel not resist the call of the Red First, he shall become mutated and...
Now that is a bromance? Yes. Yes. It was a very touching scene, because his serf was like, dude, I see how you are, like, I'm really sad, and I'm worried about you, bro. Dante felt bad because he had told this guy his problems, and Dante usually kept things like under wraps. He has a lot of self-control and he doesn't want to burden people, but this one time he was like, dude, this is what's going on, like, I'm just so blah 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 blah. He kind of like vented, and the serf left, and immediately Dante's like, that was a bad call, I shouldn't have said anything, blah blah blah. And it was like the next day the serf did that thing, and he was like, no, I shouldn't have told him, because now he's gonna like hurt himself, and now he's gonna die, and I like this guy. And the guy was like, no, like, serving you has been an honor, and I wanted to do one last thing to help you. And I was like, oh no, homie, what a homie. So when Dante takes the blood, it doesn't automatically make him like a super young man all over again. It makes him look like momentarily younger. I imagine if you took it consistently, you wouldn't have to worry about it as much. Think of it this way, chat. If you do skincare on a regular basis, you're more likely to have your skin stay youthful looking longer, but you're still going to age. Dante is like, I'm not going to do skincare for 10 years, and then I'm going to try to do skincare again. The 10 years of not doing skincare is obviously going to show.
Monstrous in form. His teeth replaced with fangs, his face resembling that of a bat, and causing his stature teeth burst, he shall condition. Though should a blood angel not resist the call of the red first, he shall become mutated and monstrous in form. His teeth replaced with fangs, his face resembling that of a bat, and causing his stature to force him to walk on all four of his limbs. For it is said, the blood of a living host is all the more delicious compared to the Kadash wine of donated blood. And for those whom should the red first not take, the blood angels can suffer the black rage. Embodying their Primarch struggle against the War Master, they shall see his hideous apparition before them and lash out at anyone within their vicinity. Unable to distinguish friend from foe, the black rage causes a blood angel to strike upon his own kin. An incurable affliction, those under the thrall of the rage are transferred to the Death Company within their chapter, unless their affliction is too violent to contain, whom are subsequently put down to end their suffering. Though for the sons of Baal there is hope to contain their bloodlust. When a battle brother partakes in activities such as painting, their soul becomes soothed of their inner rage.
See, you gotta have hobbies, guys, that just relax and soothe your soul. So Sanguinius would want you to paint your miniatures. Sit down, relax, and paint your miniatures. It'll soothe your soul.
Drastically decreasing the incidence of their curse spilling out into the world. With their Primaris generation of battle brothers further protected from the call of their curse, though that is not to say that the threat of the rage overcoming them is gone entirely. Since the origin of the chapter, the Blood Angels had numbered 120,000 strong. Though during the 41st millennium, like many loyalist legions of the Adeptus Astartes, the 9th Legion's chapter now only consists of 1,000 Space Marines.
Lame.
Recruiting new aspirants from the chapter's homeworld of Baal and its orbiting moons, the Blood Angels arranged for contests held at Angel's Fall, the place wherein Sanguinius was first discovered on Baal. Tasked with traversing to the place of challenge via a hostile desert, fire scorpion-infested canyons, and other perilous environmental hazards, the aspirants then must face one another in gladiatorial battle. Of the 50 surviving aspirants from the trials, they are taken by Thunderhawk gunships to Baal's fortress monastery, the Arx Angelicum.
One last test.
Standing vigil for 72 hours without rest, the aspirants that fall asleep are removed by the monastery's blood servitors. Their fates are known to those outside the chapter.
Facts.
Once their vigil is ended, the aspirants are offered a chalice by the sanguinary priests, drinking the blood from within, which many claim contains a portion of the great angel's own blood. The aspirants are left comatose and entombed within caskets within the hall of the sarcophagi. For a year, the slumbering recruits are kept alive by the casket's life support systems,
and
continually injected with the blood of Sanguinius. Their bodies undergo rapid changes, causing many of the aspirants to die from the traumatic transformation.
It's probably good that they're like asleep when all this happens, because rough.
Wrought by their gene seed. Some awaken during the process, becoming insane within their dark, cold, claustrophobic existence. With only a small number adapting, overcoming the odds and becoming new members of the Blood Angels chapter. Consisting of 10 companies, each one is commanded by a captain, who is in turn defended by an honor guard, with exceptions given only to the companies of the Sanguinary Guard and Death Company. Governed by the Red Council, consisting of senior officers, the highest-ranking soldiers of the Legion nominate the chapter's master and oversee all aspects of waging war, whereas the Council of Blood, formed of chaplains and sanguinary priests, monitor the chapter's spiritual and physical health, keeping a watchful eye on Astartes that may be in the fledgling stages of being consumed by the Red First or Black Rage. Uncharacteristically for a Space Marine Legion, the Blood Angels do not signify their squad denomination on their shoulders with Imperial Gothic numerals or coloured trim, instead marking their warriors by symbols adorning their right knee pads. Their right pauldron denotes their company, with the veteran first company signified by a skull. Battle companies are denoted by a coloured blood drop. The reserve companies adopt twin-coloured blood drops, and the 10th company, the Scout Marines, garner a black skull on their right shoulder plate and their chapter emblem on their left plate. Their helmets, also unlike most chapters of Astartes, do not denote rank, but rather operational specialization. Red is standard for battle line combatants.
See, that's cool, because I don't really pay attention to all the extra details of denoting chapters and stuff. I don't really care for that, but this is stuff I just don't know.
Yellow for close support, blue for fire support, and gold for command staff. Senior officers of the chapter bear black pauldrons displaying the Blood Angel's blood drop with red trim, with veteran sergeants adorning the blood drop with wings, whilst lieutenants and captains bear more ornate versions of the chapter's heraldry. The librarians of the chapter don blue armor with their left shoulder plate painted red, their chapter badge marked on their right knee plate black with a red background. Sanguinary priests bear red armor trimmed with white, their rank emblazoned on their left shoulder plate, and for the unfortunate souls of the Death Company, their armor is repainted black, marked with red crosses to denote their sacrifice to their Primarch and doomed fate to fight until death for their chapter. With the honor guard of the Legion each signified with a golden helmet to distinguish them from their brethren as the vanguard against threats against the chapter's most crucial senior officers. And though there are many successors of the sons of Sanguinius, many bear great resentment for the dividing of their legion. Their curse now more vulnerable than ever to gain sustenance from the doubts, dreads, and burdens placed on the 9th Legion, with even the golden sons of the Sanguinary Guard no longer beyond the reproach of the Imperium under the tutelage of their current chapter master, Dante. Yet there will come a time to further discuss the Revenant Legion and their deeds. Whether those tales tell of their valor or their savagery is in the hands of the Emperor. Rebute Gilliman, Gilliman the tactician, Gilliman the warrior. History will remember the Primarch of the Ultramarines by many titles. To us of the blood, he will only have one, Gilliman the butcher. With law and edict, Gilliman ripped the heart from the legions. Even his own sons were not spared his treachery. Where Horus had sought to use a hammer blow, Gilliman used a duelist's blade. In the end, the result was the same. Brother became cousin. Cousin became exile. Gilliman's new chapter, his new beginning, was a sundering to all that had come before. Stripped of honor and tithe, of history and deed, we were all of us undone. Bastards of war and victory. We were angels. No more.
Oof.
This has been a tale of the great Imperium of Man, read by the Remembrancer. Sons of Baal, may your thirst for knowledge be quenched with this transmission. For the time draws near for another chapter's deeds to be elucidated.
Very nice, very nice. We'll share this. Putting it in the chat. Chat.